Bill Maher was talking about Trump's plan to shut down the Department of Education, and to my surprise, he actually agreed with him. Take a look.
The public is aware of the mismanagement, the improper payments.
What about the Department of Education? Now, I don't know that much about it, but I've never read good things.
Yeah.
Rahm Emanuel, who I agree with on almost everything, here was a quote. He said, "A third of eighth graders can't read, and now he wants to close the department." And I thought, that's probably why they can't read. Or at least partly. I mean, the numbers keep getting worse and worse and worse. And I don't know if the Department of Education is anything but, I mean, it doesn't really, I don't know what it does, except take money. It's sort of a middleman. It doesn't like run classrooms or do stuff like that. I don't think it makes policy. So where are you on something like that?
I think that the Department of Education has to essentially be closed. A lot of the authorities got to get sent back to the states. The dollars we appropriate actually need to go directly into the hands of parents so that they can use those resources in their states and in their communities to find the best outcome for their children. When the Department of Ed was created in 1977, our reading scores and math scores for kids 4th and 8th grade were higher than they are today.
No.
So it's not worked.
Yeah, it's gotten worse. It's gotten a lot worse. And here's the reason why, guys. Localism is a good thing. And what Democrats wanted when they started the Department of Education was for everyone to give their money upward to the very top, because this is what Democrats want. They want a centralized government. And then the plan was that the Department of Education was basically going to distribute it downward wherever they wanted it. And the problem is that these bureaucracies are, first off, horribly run, but then second, they also are full of corruption, and so the money gets whittled down. And so the money that, if you had just given it to your actual school, if you had just given $1,000 to your school, they would have gotten $1,000. But if you give $1,000 to the Department of Education, your school is going to get $800 after it goes through the cycle of corruption and horribly run bureaucracy. All that tax money that we send to the federal government should just go away completely. Like, seriously, get rid of the federal income tax and increase the local city tax. That's what I would have. I think that's what most conservatives would have. I think if you introduced legislation like that, if you said, hey, done with income tax, and your city is going to determine the tax, and that's going to mean that you're going to want to move to some cities and not. I mean, I would personally love to live in a city where there's just a flat 10% local tax. And then I get to, this is the thing, it's better financially for everybody, but also in terms of power, it's much better because you get to hold your school board or your city council accountable, because at least then you know where the money is going. If you're giving it straight to your local school, you know exactly where it's going. If you're giving them tons of money and you see that the schools suck, you're like, dude, what gives? But when you give the federal government tons of money, it's out there. Like, there's no, like, you can't even ask the question, where's the money? Because it's just too complicated. And that's why the Department of Education needs to just get completely shut down. There's no reformation here. It needs to be a complete overhaul. Delete it, get it gone, donezo. I don't want it. No one wants it. And again, it's not just about the money. It's because you get infinitely more power at the local level than you do at the federal level. And that's why it's such a slam dunk for Donald Trump, by the way, because the Department of Education does nothing but hurt Americans. And Bill Maher talks about it perfectly in that clip. I mean, he's like, I don't even know what they do. It's because they don't do anything positive. Absolutely nothing. And the only people defending it, by the way, are defending it because they're in bed with the teachers' unions, which, by the way, they benefit from the Department of Education all the time. And so I've seen Democrats on X saying Trump wants to end education in America. And that's the most dishonest straw man out there. What he's wanting to do is give up the power in the executive branch, which he is the leader of, so that you have more money and more power to do with your kids' education what you will. But of course, as we all know, Democrats hate that because they actually want to control your kids. Well, usually tax season sucks, guys, but that was until I found a company that hates the IRS as much as you do, and because of that, they get the best return possible. Quick Tax America. Quick Tax America is a non-woke company that does all federal tax returns for only $69, no matter how complicated your taxes are. It's a completely transparent price because it's their only price, and they do all the work for you. You simply upload your files, answer a few questions, and then you finish up with a 15-minute finish your return call with a tax professional. They do all the rest of the work. So don't partner with woke companies that are going to make you spend 4 hours doing your own taxes and then charge you $200 at the end. Partner with Quick Tax America instead. You can go to quicktaxamerica.com or you can go to the link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you haven't already, go down below, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and watch another video.